Hi folks, and welcome to a new Garage of Dad. Following on from last week's video where we put the scanner tool in and it came up with 3 fault codes. The fault codes were P0597, which is thermostat heater control. Now, to me this car, the death pipe failed and it's been running hot, so whether that has affected it or not. So we switched off the codes and that one didn't flash up again, so hopefully that one's been sorted. The other 2 codes were P0341, which is a camshaft position sensor. Now I know that this car has been, certainly I've had it sort of started and stopped, you know, when I was doing the pipe quite a few times, and to me I'm a bit old hat and I'm not used to codes and scanners and the like. A bit more traditional, and I kind of think things through sort of practically. And to me, because the car has been started and stopped, you know, maybe the mass airflow as well has become sort of congested, that kind of thing. So because it's not on the road and I can't give it a good run at the moment, maybe that would clear itself. But because the camshaft position sensors are very cheap, I mean this was, I think this is about 7 or 8 quid. I just got a new one and I'll put it in today anyway to give it a go. The other code was the mass airflow sensor, P0102, but it's a lot dearer to get a good quality one. I certainly don't want a cheap aftermarket one, and to get, like say, a Bosch one, they're quite expensive. So I'm going to try the camshaft position sensor, turn off the codes and then start it up and let it warm up thoroughly. It would be better if I could give it a good run, but I can't do that at the moment, so I might wait until next week when I've got it on the road at the start of the month. Then I can take it in a good run and see if the codes have come back on, and if they have, then I'll move on to the mass airflow sensor. But I've got some mass airflow sensor cleaner coming anyway, which I'll try beforehand, so there's certainly no harm in doing that, and I can use it in other vehicles that I've got as well. So I'll do that. So let's just get on and clear the codes, and then I'll put this new camshaft position sensor in. So I'll put my cheapest chips code reader in. I've got to get right underneath the dash to find it. So I'll scan for codes, and the menu, it goes on to engine. Click enter again, and it's scanning for codes, and it's come back with 3 codes, which are the same codes as before. So I'll scroll again, click enter, scroll, erase yes, and that's them erased. So I'll go in and change the sensor now, and then run the car for a while and check the codes again. So we'll remove the old one, and this is really easy to get off, it's just an Allen key. And a little clip, and then it just pulls out. I can't see if this one is branded, but the one I've got, I'll do a quick visual on it, and it's exactly the same, so it's the correct one. And there were cheap ones on the market out there, but I actually bought a Febby Bilstein one, so I know that this is good quality. So we'll get this back in. It's a very quick, simple fix, this is why I'm doing it. And you don't over tighten this. Yeah, that's it, just nipped up nicely. Put that back in. And now we'll start the car up and just see if the code pings back up. forgot to say the other reason for replacing the camshaft sensor is that there was a terrible throttle lag when you depress the pedal, and hopefully this will rectify it, but if it doesn't I'll have to try something else. So I've run it for about 15 minutes, let it warm up thoroughly and revved it quite a bit, plugged the code reader in again and the codes have come back up again, so that's not solved the problem. So it must be something else, and I'm going to move on now and clean the mass airflow sensor and try it again, and if that doesn't work then replace the mass airflow sensor, and if that doesn't work then I'll have to move on and try something else. So once the codes came back on again, I've gone into the engine bay and I've taken off one or two of the pipes just to have a good look to see if I could see anything, and what I found, because there was another code came on and it's intake air system bypass air determined, so that would kind of suggest that there's either a split pipe or a pipe's off, and lo and behold, when I took the air intake pipe off and hidden down in the engine here there's a little pipe. I don't know if you can see it. It's down in there and there's a little pipe here that's been disconnected, so I'll just push that back on and that actually goes into the intake manifold, so there's bound to be a bit of pressure there, so I'll just push that right on. That's it back on, and I'll connect up all these pipes again, clear the codes and give it another try. So that's cleared that code, but the other two codes are still flashing up for both the camshaft position sensor and the mass airflow unit, so it must be something else. So I've stripped it all again and I've found something at the back of the cylinder head. I don't know what it is. It's like a vacuum pump sort of thing, which I managed to get out. I thought I might have to take the whole of the cam belt and the pulleys and everything off to get to it, but I managed to lever back. Hopefully that is the cause of the terrible throttle lag, but I'll just show you here. So it's right at the back of the engine, and it's right down in there, and it's this unit here, and it's got like a little pump in it like that, but it should be connected to the lever, which is, I don't know if I can get in and point this out. It's right down in there. I don't know if you can see in the little mirror there, but that little mechanism in there moves up and down like that, and this should actually be attached to it. But it just looks as though it's broken to me. So I suppose the question is, does this little unit here not operating, because it's not attached to the end of the pulley, does that cause severe throttle lag? I don't know. I'm going to get another second-hand unit and give it a try anyway. Well, it's a super autumn day at the garage here, and my thermostat came, which I've put in. Then I'm going to put on all the coolant pipes, and then I'm going to attempt to take the inlet manifold off to get to the fuel intake manifold and get that off as well. Who said this job was easy? Well, the saga continues. I put it all back together, started it up, and the problem's still there. So I went onto Garage of Google and also the A2 Owners Club forum, and one or two people suggested that it could be the throttle body. So I've been out and I purchased a second-hand working throttle body. The guy assured me that it was working, and I put that on and started it up again, and the problem's still there. And the problem is really that when you start it up when it's cold, it actually revs really well. You know, like there's nothing wrong with the car. And then once it starts to warm up, it starts to idle erratically, and then there's a huge flat spot between 1 and 3,000 revs. So I think personally I'm kind of beat with it, because I can only sort of do things physically. I really need to get it onto Vag Com now, and because my nearest guy is like 30 miles away, and all that he'll do is just sort of give me a readout, I think I'm actually going to bite the bullet and get myself a Vag or VCDS cable and get Vag Com, because there's 3 Audis in our family, all pre-2005, and I think it'll be a good idea to get it. And certainly once I plug this car in, I'll see exactly what's wrong with it, and I might not be able to look into it myself. One of my sons will be able to do that, but I'm sure it'll be a handy tool to have. And if I can, I'm not beat. If I can get to the bottom of this, I will. So keep watching. There'll be a second part of this video, hopefully with the car being repaired and me driving it down the road.